Fairbairn Sykes fighting knives. Shiny versus not so shiny. Let's start with shiny. Now, many of the earliest iterations of the Fairbairn Sykes fighting knife are like so. So they are highly polished, both blade and handle. Some in kind of an orange, yellowy, goldy copper colour, some kind of silver, nickel style like so, but many of them were very shiny indeed. And this is with a direct purpose. And William Fairbairn showed his favour to the shinier iterations of knives because they are psychologically intimidating. You've got to remember that for a vast majority of his career, he is a paramilitary policeman. And that means his job really is to arrest, not necessarily to kill. Although, you know, in 1920s, 30s Shanghai, those two things. Either way, his job really, if this is drawn, it's in open conflict. And if it's an open conflict, it's designed to threaten and damage. It moves fast. And the flashes of this thing, when it's both shiny, is very psychologically intimidating. It creates a very unpredictable flow of where the weapon's moving and what it's going to do. And it just causes a bit of fear and hesitation in that person, and that hesitation might be all we need to trigger the arrest. But the idea that the knife in the Fairbairn system is often, when drawn in full movement, is designed to confuse, to scare, to stun, to intimidate, and it makes it a lot less predictable when you do have to thrust with it or cut with it, where it's going to come from. You know, it's like the idea of catching a small silvery fish in a sea. You know, it's very difficult to ascertain when the blade is like so. However, obviously that's Fairbairn's career as a policeman, paramilitary policeman. As the war progresses, we see increasing usage, although both are used throughout, increasing usage of blades like so, where the hilt is blackened and the blade itself is blackened. Now you've got to imagine that the first iteration commits one of the cardinal war crimes against secrecy, and that is shine. That if I've got this on my person, if I'm trying to do anything at night, this is going to be like a big eye of Sauron just glowing out there. It's going to light me up as a target. It's going to make for someone like a paramilitary policeman like a Fairbairn, not such an issue. For an SOE agent or a commando trying to move stealthily at night, this blacked out version, much less signature, a lot less shine, much easier to conceal. And you've got to imagine that the usage now, you know, that is a threatening come murder tool. This is a stealth assassination come murder tool. Yep. So the vast majority of usage of this is because you are sneaking around in amongst people. So this blackened hilt, this blackened blade, this blackened sheath instance, all of this helps